Brought to you in association with Grendel Press. This is Werewolf the Podcast, a serial killer drama.
This is Percy, Duke of Northumberland here. Yes, we're going back to medieval times. Remember back in episode 217, all those weeks, months ago, maybe a year? Was it a year? My goodness. Yes, we're getting to, we're going to find when Gervais and William first met, as in the last episode 217. Gervais was willing to give his soul for the saving of his friend William. So we thought we'd sort of show when they were first introduced. Is that okay? Is it? Yes. Okay. What? We're sponsored by many people. Please go see Grendel Press. They're particularly wonderful. You can buy books by both our wonderful authors, both our writers, and if you go to the description thing, you'll find lots of things there. You can buy us a coffee, whatever that is, and yes, lots of different things, Facebook and Spotify and things like that. Yes. Anyway. Back to the show. Thanks for listening and supporting us. You're bloody decent, you are.
William Marshall. There are moments in every battle that men write songs about. But this was not one of them. No bard has ever stood before a roaring fire and sung. And then the nights they waited almost awkwardly for hours, oh. And yet, that is how most battles begin. With waiting. Waiting for some nobleman who has never sat astride a frightened horse to decide that enough other men have already died that day. This year was 1166. The Counts of Boulogne had decided that today was an excellent day to settle matters by encouraging several hundred armed men to gallop at one another, whilst shouting about honour and such. I had often wondered whether honour had legs because it was forever running away whenever the arrows started falling. My destrier, bastard, shifted beneath me. He could smell what was coming. Horses always know. God gives them enough sense not to enjoy war. The line of knights stretched away on either side of me, a forest of lances pointing accusingly at the grey sky. No one spoke. Some prayed. Some vomited discreetly into the grass. I could smell shit, and it was not the sweet smell of horse manure. That was person shit. The shit of cold fear. One man appeared to be having an argument with his saddle. I considered joining him. Across the field, the enemy cavalry were assembling into their own line. So many banners, so many polished helms, so many people I sincerely hoped not to meet personally. The waiting is always the worst part. People think courage is riding into battle. It really is not. Courage is surviving the dreadful minutes beforehand, when your imagination insists upon inventing inventive new ways for you to die. A lance through the eye, perhaps. An horse falling upon you, being trampled, being remembered as that young fellow who screamed quite loudly. I disliked the waiting with all my heart, I did.
Hey, whoa there. First battle?
The voice came from my left. I looked across. The knight beside me was older than I was by perhaps 10 years. Broad-shouldered, broken nose, a beard that appeared to have lost several arguments with fire. His shield bore no device I recognized, and his mail looked as though it had survived more campaigns than some kingdoms had. He grinned, not because he was happy, but because if he stopped grinning, he might start screaming. No, not my first, but I do wonder if I ever get used to them, I mused.
Ha! Just shitting yourself then.
I looked at him. A hard stare I gave him. We both froze as we held each other's gaze. Was he impugning my bravery? He smirked, breaking the uncomfortable moment. Yes. Yes, that's true. I laughed.
I'm glad because, to be honest, I am too.
He said to me before drinking from a wine skin. There was a quiet moment that followed. Well, what gave it away to you? I asked.
The fact you've checked your saddle straps 6 times?
I have?
You just made it 7, sir.
I looked down. I had. Oh, righto. He nodded sagely.
Oh, don't worry, I have my own tells as well, you know. I tend to lick my lips and drink excessively.
What?
You know, before every charge.
He raised the skin again for another glug. I noticed the drinking I did. I hadn't noticed the lip thing, though. I told him.
Well, yes, I hide the lip thing. I do it inside my mouth.
He demonstrated. It was somehow even more unsettling.
I hate this bit.
He admitted. The words were spoken quietly, almost reverently. I stared at him. So do I said. He looked genuinely relieved.
Oh, thank God.
You thought it was just you then?
I was beginning to think everyone else had been born without the good sense to be frightened.
Yeah. I laughed. Not loudly. Just enough for the fear to move somewhere else for a moment. He leaned closer in the saddle.
Keep this, between us.
He glanced left, then right.
I would, much rather we skipped all this charging nonsense and agreed we'd had a very spirited fight, actually.
I would happily sign such an agreement.
We could all, you know, happily go home.
A splendid idea.
You know, perhaps meet again next month and have a conversation about almost fighting once more.
I should like that. He sighed.
I notice how no one ever asks us.
A horn sounded somewhere behind us. Both of us jumped.
I hate horns.
He muttered.
They're very loud and they always mean something rather unpleasant.
He reached beneath his cloak and produced another battered wineskin as he threw the other, now empty one to his side.
Would you care for some courage?
I thought we took courage from our god. He looked up at the sky. He looked down at the skin, and he shook his head.
This courage comes from a vineyard, I'm afraid, and it will suffice until, well, God grants me some.
He tossed it to me. I caught it instinctively. Then, before I could think better of it, I pulled the stopper free and drank. And I drank. And I drank. The wine was astonishingly good. Deep and rich. Warm enough to remind me that life occasionally had pleasant moments. When I lowered the skin, there was a profound silence. The night was simply staring at me. What is it?
Were you born in a desert, man?
I looked at the empty wineskin in my hand. Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, bloody hell is what he says, is it? Oh, bloody hell.
It appears I may have been somewhat enthusiastic to gain some courage.
You drank enough bloody wine there to bankrupt a monastery.
I do apologize.
You should, that's all I have.
He looked genuinely hurt. When this battle is over, I shall buy you another. Or indeed another 6. I tried to reassure the devastated man.
Youthful optimism?
You know, if we survive today. He folded his arms.
Now, there you see, that's the interesting part, isn't it?
I give you my word. He looked me up and down at this.
Judging by your finery, sir, you don't seem to have much money, do you?
I have some.
Mm-hmm. You do have the look of a man whose purse whistles when he opens it, though, I'm afraid.
I have my horse.
Yes, but sadly you're not buying me a horse full of wine, are you?
I meant I also own a horse. He rubbed his beard thoughtfully.
Well, there's only one thing for it then, really, isn't it? I suppose I'll, have to keep you alive.
Out of Christian charity, is it?
No.
He picked up his lance.
You've given me something to fight for, sir. I've become rather attached to the idea of collecting that drink that you owe me now.
I found myself smiling despite everything. My name is William.
I'm Gervais.
We clasped forearms. The grip lasted only a second, but it was long enough. Long enough that years later I would remember it did not feel like meeting a stranger. It felt like recognizing an old friend I had not yet had the privilege of knowing. The trumpet sounded again. This time, neither of us jumped. Gervais lowered his helm.
If we die,
Aye,
I'm bloody haunting you until you buy me that drink.
I should hope hell has a decent tavern for such as yourself, Gervais. He laughed.
I like you already, William. Let's survive the day.
Then the order ran down the line. Lancers! And the world began to move.
Draw! Force! Give! Force!
William Marshall. The trumpet did not sound like music. It sounded like judgment. The line lurched forward. Not elegantly, not heroically. Thousands of pounds of horseflesh do not leap into battle like dancers. They stumble first, snorting and stamping until suddenly every animal remembers what it was born to do. Bastard surged beneath me. The earth began to tremble. There is a peculiar moment during every cavalry charge when the world becomes very, very small. The armies disappear. The banners vanish. The shouting fades. There is only the thunder beneath your legs, the ash shaft of your lance in your hand, and one man somewhere ahead who is coming to kill you with precisely the same determination. I heard Gervais somewhere beside me.
I don't like this plan.
You've left it a little late.
I've always been a slow thinker.
The distance vanished. The two lines met with a sound that no language has ever truly managed to describe. Not a crash, not a bang. It was as though the world itself had broken open. My lance struck a shield. The ash wood exploded in my hands. The man behind the shield disappeared beneath his own horse as Bastard tore through the gap we'd made. Something smashed against my helmet. Light exploded behind my eyes. Somebody screamed. I sincerely hoped it was not me. Bastard was still running. He was a good horse. A good bastard. He kicked, stomped and bit, fighting harder than I did in that moment. Very good bastard. I drew my sword. Everything afterwards became fragments. Steel, mud, blood everywhere. Another rider, a slash, his cheek open wide. Another horse, someone falling around me. A spear thrust, I knocked it aside. The spear found someone behind me instead. The scream followed us. Gervais!
I'm still alive. I think.
Excellent.
For now, that is.
He appeared beside me, his sword already dripping red. A knight bearing a blue shield charged straight at him. Too fast. Too close. His spear was already lowering. Gervais! He turned, but too late. I drove past it between them. The spear struck my shield with such force that my arm went numb. Wood burst apart. The knight had no time to recover. I caught him beneath the jaw. He toppled backwards from the saddle like a sack of grain.
Don't you die! You owe me wine!
Gervais shouted. You haven't collected the first lot yet?
I'm busy securing my investments.
We now burst deeper into the melee. The charge had dissolved into chaos. Horses collided all around us. Men hacked at one another from arm's length. Others fought on foot amongst the fallen beasts, where screaming animals kicked as wildly as dying men. There is nothing glorious about battle once the charge is over. It becomes work. Terrible, bloody, wet work. Fenrir, my accompanying wolf soul, was silent. He always became quiet when the killing began. Not because he disliked it. Quite the opposite, in fact. He enjoyed the fight far too much to waste words. Another night came for me. A heavy man with a black beard and a sword broad enough to split firewood. He swung from high over his shoulder, but I caught the blow. Our blades locked. His horse crashed against Bastard. The world lurched. He smiled through broken teeth. And then Gervais arrived.
I object!
He shouted cheerfully. His sword struck the man behind the ear. That gap-toothed smile disappeared. Forever. You really are protecting your investment, Gervais?
Drinking is very important to me.
Before I could thank him, something hit me from the right. Not a sword. It was a horse. Its shoulder slammed into Bastard. Bastarding hard. Both animals screamed, and I was thrown sideways. My foot caught in the stirrup. The world became sky above me, ground beneath me, sky above me, mud, and then stillness. The breath had left me. I gathered myself and rolled, just in time. A sword punched into the earth where my face had been. The knight who held it wrenched it free. He was on foot now, and so was I. He came again. Our blades met once, twice, 3 times. He was stronger, older, better. His pommel smashed into my mouth and blood filled it instantly. I staggered backwards. He smiled at me. He thought it was finished. The sword came straight for my midsection. There was no stopping it. Steel slid through mail, through gambeson, into flesh, hot, cold, then nothing. I looked down. His blade had gone clean through me. For a heartbeat, we simply stared at one another. He looked almost apologetic. Then Gervais hit him. He came roaring from nowhere like an angry tavern with legs. His sword buried itself into the man's neck. The night collapsed. I sank beside him. The pain arrived all at once, and the world narrowed. Gervais! He was already kneeling beside me.
Oh no.
It was barely a whisper.
Oh shit, William.
His hands were shaking. He looked at the sword protruding from my belly.
I've only just met you.
Then into my eyes.
You still owe me a drink.
He sounded offended. He gripped the hilt.
This, I'm afraid, is going to hurt.
It already bloody does, Gervais. He nodded.
Fair point. Ready? Oh. On 3?
He counted.
1, 2.
And then the bastard pulled on 2. Every star in God's heaven exploded behind my eyes. I shouted. No, I roared. Blood poured down my legs. I collapsed backwards into the mud and trampled grass. Gervais pressed both hands against the wound, trying to stem the flow. His face had gone white.
Stay with me, you bastard.
I intend...
Don't you joke.
I wasn't. The man looked ready to weep.
Shit, William. Shit. I've seen too many wounds like this before, I'm afraid.
His voice cracked.
No one walks away from a wound such as this.
Fenrir's voice came quietly into my thoughts.
I dislike being stabbed.
I had noticed.
Just give me a moment.
Warmth spread beneath Gervais' hands. Not heat. Life. Like standing in spring sunshine after a cruel winter. I felt flesh knitting, muscle drawing together. The pain receded. My strength returned in impossible waves. Gervais frowned. He looked down, then back at me, then down again. His hands slowly lifted. The mail shirt was torn, the gambeson beneath it was soaked in crimson, but beneath the blood, there was no wound, you see. Strange. He blinked, then blinked again. He looked at his own hands as though they had betrayed him somehow. He poked at my stomach. I winced. That still bloody hurts, that does.
There should be bits hanging out.
I beg your pardon?
Your insides. They should be outsides, but they're still quite private.
He stared.
William, we are definitely going to be having a conversation about this.
He pointed at the non-wound. I was hoping we wouldn't.
But I watched you. You were dead.
Why, I felt rather dead, I did.
You should be dying.
It was most unpleasant.
You are no longer dying.
Yes, I've noticed. He shook his head.
Right.
He stood.
Well, we'll discuss your impossible stomach later. Over drinks, methinks. You owe me.
A horn echoed across the battlefield. Once, twice, and then again. The fighting faltered. Men lowered shields and swords. Some from exhaustion. Some because there was simply no one left to kill. The battle had ended. Gervais looked around the field. Broken lances. Dead horses. Bodies. Everywhere. All connected by a sea of mud and bleeding. Silence slowly replaced the screams. He sighed.
Well,
Aye?
we better find our horses.
I looked at Bastard, cropping blood-soaked grass as though nothing extraordinary had happened that day. Gervais pointed across the field.
My horse and yours have become firm friends, it seems.
The two animals were entirely ignoring the remains of the battle and were behaving like a pair in a farmyard. Gervais laughed first. I joined him. I had to. Seemed the only sensible thing to do. It was the first time we had laughed without fear. But let me tell you, it would not be the last. Not by a very, very long way.
Right. Bugger this. Let's find some wine. You must stand me my drinks for the night.
Brought to you in association with Grendel Press. This is Werewolf the Podcast, a serial killer drama.